Hello everyone, welcome back to Off Track Nomads YouTube channel. In the previous classes, as you would have seen that we've already covered parts of speech basics in two different classes, plus we have done one class of practice questions. Those who haven't seen those videos, I would really request you guys to please go and see them. I'll pin the those videos links in the comment section. Okay, now today we're going to be starting with conjunctions. Let's start. Now, first I'll give you the definition of a conjunction. A conjunction is a word that connects words, phrases, clauses, or sentences. Now, the examples of conjunctions are and, but, or, because, etc. Okay, now let's move ahead. Now, first I'll tell you what exactly is a phrase and what exactly is a clause. Because we have two different types of clauses, so for that we need a basic understanding of phrases and clauses. So basically, a phrase is a group of words that acts as a single part of a speech and does not contain a subject and a verb. I mean, a phrase does not contain both subject and verb, whereas a clause contains both subject and verb. Okay, the example of a phrase could be in the morning. Okay, or it could be running fast. So if you see, this either has a verb or either has a subject, but it does not really have both. But when we're talking about a clause, it can be independent or dependent. A clause can be independent or dependent. Okay, we'll be explaining what basically clause means in the what are dependent and independent clauses in the coming up slides, but I hope you got the basic difference. Now if I were to give you an example of a clause, it would be she is dancing, or we can say that because he was tired, because he was tired. Okay, so basically now we have an idea of what a conjunction actually does. It connects words, phrases, clauses, or sentences. We all are clear with what these four different words mean. Okay, now let's move ahead with the type of conjunctions. The very first kind of conjunction is coordinating conjunction, students. These connect words or independent clauses of equal importance. Now I'll tell you what is independent clause in the next slide, but let's have a look at coordinating conjunctions example. We have and, but, or, nor, for, so, yet, etc. Okay, and if I were to give you a sentence, it would be I wanted to go out, but it was raining. Now, but out here is a coordinating conjunction. Okay, now let's have a look at what exactly an independent clause means. Now, an independent clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb and expresses a complete thought. It can stand alone as a sentence. Remember, when I was telling you about clause, I said these are the ones which have a subject and a verb. So, therefore, no matter what type of a clause it is, it will definitely have a subject and a verb. Now, it can stand alone as a sentence is something which we need to keep in mind, that an independent clause has a complete meaning. It can be used as a sentence. Now, the structure, as we all know, is going to be a subject and a verb. At times, instead of verb, you can, after verb, you can have an object or an object complement or a subject complement, depending upon how long that clause is. Okay. Now, the first example or the worst example which we'll be seeing of independent clause is going to be she is reading a book. Okay, so this is an independent clause. Now let's have a look at this example and let's break it out. The coordinating conjunction, these connects words or independent clauses of equal importance. I wanted to go out sounds complete in its own sense. It has a verb and it has a subject. Okay, so this basically means it's an independent clause. It was raining. It was raining. Again, it's a complete sentence, therefore, it makes out to be an independent clause. So, independent clause plus independent clause makes it as a coordinating conjunction. Okay? Now, let's move ahead with the second type of a conjunction. The second type of conjunction is the subordinating conjunction, students. These connect a dependent clause to an independent clause. I'll come to what do you mean by dependent clause in a moment. But let's have a look at the different types of conjunctions which are used as a subordinating conjunction, which are because, although, if, when, since, etc. Now, let's have a look at the example as a sentence. She left because she was tired. Okay? Now, I'll give you the definition of a dependent clause. A dependent clause, also called a subordinate clause, is a group of words that has a subject and a verb but does not express a complete thought. Students' clauses always have a subject and a verb, but independent clause has a whole meaning and can be used as standalone sentence, whereas a dependent clause cannot be used as a standalone sentence. Okay, cannot be used as a standalone sentence. It depends on an important clause, independent clause, to make sense. Now, the example of a dependent clause is because she was tired, or you can just say she was tired. Okay, so in this sentence, if we were to break it down, she left, subject, verb. She left is a complete in its own sense. This is going to become an independent clause. She was tired is something which is giving a reason. This needs more explanation. She was tired. Okay, then what? So this makes it as a dependent clause. Okay, now let's move ahead. I hope we all are clear with what is a coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction is a mixture of independent clause plus independent clause. A subordinating conjunction basically means a dependent clause plus independent clause or vice versa. Now, let's move ahead with the third kind of a conjunction. The third type of a conjunction is a very easy one. It's called a correlative conjunction. These are used in pairs to join equal sentence elements. Now, these are either or, neither nor, not only but also, etc. Okay. Now, if we were to have a look at an example, either you come now or miss the movie. Either and all always comes in pairs, which makes it as a correlative conjunction. Okay, these are the very easiest one to recognize in a sentence. Now comes the fourth one, which is an adversative conjunction. These are used to express contrast or opposition between two statements or ideas in a sentence. Therefore, one thing is going to be positive and another is going to be negative. She is kind but strict. You see, but is coming here to show contrast. Therefore, kind, positive, strict, negative. Okay? Now, these are the four type of conjunctions which are there in a syllabus or which are there in general. Now let's have a quick recap. A conjunction join two similar things, word to word, phrases to phrases, clauses to clauses. Clauses has a subject plus verb arrangement. It may or may not be a complete sentence in its own. Now phrases do not have subject verb arrangement, and these are mostly these also do not really make much of a sense. Now word to word, we all know what it is. Now types of conjunctions, if I were to say independent clause plus independent clause makes it as a coordinating conjunction. Second one would be independent clause plus dependent clause makes it as a subordinating conjunction. Then we have the pair wala, which is going to be correlative. Then we have, which is either or, neither nor. And then we have the contrast one, which comes down to be called as adversative. Okay. Now let's start with some examples. Okay. Whenever we're supposed to use but, we show a contrast. Okay. Normally it is most of the time used in adversative conjunction. But whenever we're supposed to show, whenever we use a few, it basically means near to zero, but not zero. Okay? But when we say few, this basically means zero. Whenever we are using the word a few, this basically means that although the number is less, but I am happy. When we're talking about few, not happy. If I were to give you an example of, using a few in a sentence, I have a few friends. Now, when we are saying I have a few friends, this basically means I have handful of friends, but I'm happy with those. Those are my true friends, and I'm really happy with them. But when I'm saying I have few friends, that basically means I have zero friends and I am not happy. Okay? I hope we are clear with these three different words and their uses, these three different conjunctions and their uses. Let's move ahead with the first example. She said that she would come. Okay. Now, if you have a look at this sentence, the conjunction in this, she said that she would come. Now, that is a conjunction here. Okay? She said she would come. I want you all to write in the comment section below which one is a dependent clause and which one is an independent clause here. Independent is which one, dependent is which one. Okay? Now, you have to keep one thing in your mind that a conjunction can come anywhere in a sentence. Okay? Now, let's move ahead and now we'll be doing a couple of examples. First one, if we were to look as he was busy, he couldn't come. If you have a look at this, this is a conjunction. So basically, it's not necessary that a conjunction will, come in the middle of a sentence. It can come in the starting of the sentence. He was busy. This is an independent clause. He couldn't come, dependent clause. And a little trick here, students. Whenever we have a conjunction coming in the starting of a sentence, it normally is a subordinating conjunction. Okay, so therefore, independent clause plus dependent clause makes it as a subordinating conjunction. Okay, now let's move ahead with another example, which would be playing is very rewarding. Playing is very rewarding. Now, in this, students, you can see that there is no particular conjunction out here, but I just wanted to let you know about what playing exactly is in this sentence. A lot of you, when you'll see this in the first go, this is gonna look like a verb to you. But, students, this is a gerund, which basically means a verb acting like a noun. Okay? So, you have to keep in mind a lot of times in questions, you are being given the option of a verb, a gerund, and a noun. The correct option is going to be a gerund always. Okay. Other examples of this would be swimming is in hobby, reading is a hobby, or reading is good, or a swimming helps with exercise. All these things. Okay. Now I'll give you another example. Before taking up the doubts in the comment section, you're supposed to drop your doubts in the comment section. I'll give one last example of. Let's give you one, and then you can recognize if it's a subordinating or a coordinating one. This would be she worked hard and she succeeded. Okay, if you have a look at this, she worked hard, independent clause. She succeeded, independent clause, and becomes a coordinating conjunction. Okay, so this is how we recognize the conjunctions and their types. Now, if you guys have any doubts, you are free to drop it in the comment section and I'll revert back to you. Okay, that's it for today's first class of conjunctions. I'll be taking up the second class in a couple of days. And by the time, I really hope you guys can go through all the four classes. Thank you so much.